Let's get this started, right? Nackie, what's up?
What's up? Dang, are we on already? Oh,
I
good
see
morning.
you in your bedroom today.
I know I am.
How come? Well, and I'm not downstairs in the studio in the Molly Nook either. I'm in
Yeah, we're
my
both
office.
yeah.
So, welcome to the Fika podcast, Fika
Let's get
broadcast,
this started, right? Nackie, what's up?
everybody.
What's up?
And we are in separate places. That's going to be a topic today. Why aren't we in the studio together today? Because 2020. That's why. And we're going to talk about the Steelers right here, the only remaining unbeaten team in the NFL. Survived Thursday, still being unbeaten, and surviving today, still being unbeaten. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about, I don't know, whatever else comes up because we have some shows coming up on Monday and Tuesday that we're really proud of. And as always, we're going to talk about community programs here in the Bay Area. That's our show today. Naki, what's up?
Good morning. So, Thanksgiving week, right? Everybody celebrated Thanksgiving, especially my household. And
Did you cook? Did you cook?
I did a little bit.
Yeah.
Mo did most of the cooking. He always does most, if not all the cooking. He
That's the thing about you guys, though. You got skills too, but Mo always ends up cooking. But I didn't know until I don't know, recently. We known each other 5 years now, and I didn't know until 2020 because 2020 is what it is. I didn't know that you. I just always assumed Mo did all the cooking, and then I found out that you're good in the kitchen too.
I I cook. That's about it. I cook. And so Thanksgiving, Mo bought a smoker so he could smoke the turkey because I don't just don't like turkey. Let me just shout out some of the people that are live on Facebook watching us. Eddie Eddie from Hawaii, aloha. Brother Martugo, good morning. Our Maury is checking in from Washington.
Federal way, sister.
Federal way. So share if you feel the need and share good information. T Lily Mae, good morning. Lisa, good morning. Everybody tuning in, thank you so much for watching us live on Facebook. So it was Thanksgiving week, and Thursday Mo came home. Well, Wednesday he came home with the smoker. I don't like turkey because it's dry to me. I have yet to have a turkey that was really good, except for Uncle Mike, who is Carl's father-in-law. Deep fried a turkey for the triplets graduation, and he brought me a turkey leg, which was so good. It was so good.
Well, hold on, back up, back up, back up. Did Mo just show up from the store? He just picked up a smoker on his own and brought it home,
He works at Lowe's, and so
right?
when he got off, they had their sale or whatever, and he found a bargain and brought it home. He just brought
Now,
it home and was like, "Okay, we're gonna smoke the turkey."
so fellas out there, that's how you do it. Didn't even ask for permission. Mostly just said, "I want a smoker," and brought it home that day. I don't
Right.
know that I got that much guts. I think I would end up talking it through with my wife before I just showed up with a major purchase. But Mo's got it going. He just said, "I'm going to buy it and bring it home." Good for him. Is it a Traeger? I don't know if there's like fancy names and fancy brands.
If you're asking me, it's a smoker.
Well, shout out to Most Safe for just doing it, just pulling
Yeah.
the trigger and buying it.
So big shout out to Dr. Pati Ayang, who is tuned in this morning, who will be our guest next week. So big shout out to Dr. Pati. So he brings the smoker home, and turkey, I'm not a turkey person because it's so dry. And so he brought the smoker home, and I was like, whatever. And he threw the turkey in the smoker, and it cooked for like 2 hours. It was really quick. So we had turkey and ham and crab, which he cooks and bastes in coconut falifu, coconut and mayo. and so and so we had crab and ham and just tons of desserts. My kids came over and we had Thanksgiving. It was my mom's birthday on Thursday, Thanksgiving. So we celebrated via cell phone, FaceTime. And then was my brother Chach's birthday too. So we had a cake for them. And
Ooh, happy birthday, Chachi.
yes, we had a cake for Chach and my mom and had her on FaceTime and we sang happy birthday to her. But we had a good time. Manufo Liainga Anuai, who is my neighbor, um, she sent over this tray of coffee cups that said blessed, and they had hot chocolate and alcohol, brandy, like hot toddies, and a cake, which it was like a heath, it was a chocolate broken toffee bits with whipped cream. It was so good. We devoured it. So big shout out.
Manufo is so thoughtful. I mean, when I hear that, if you were just to describe that to me, that
Mhm.
someone just randomly said and sent over and described all that, if I
Right.
had to guess, like who would just do that, who you wouldn't expect it from, it would be
Wonderful.
Manufo
Yeah.
because she's so thoughtful. She's so I don't know. I mean, it almost like to the point where you're like, I, how does she come up with these things? And then she does this for so many people. Like she reaches out
So
to so
thoughtful.
many people. I don't know how she does it.
She's so thoughtful and so generous. It blew me out of the water actually. And I was like, what? What? Her kids did a drive-by. They paid, they text one of my kids. My kids went out there, grabbed the stuff and brought it in. So it was so sweet of them. And we killed the cake. That was so good. And so now I've got to one up her during Christmas. I've got to one up her. I got to one up her. But she does it because she's a thoughtful person,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
That's just who she is. So that was so sweet. And then we just hung out, played video games. I crashed out early just because I was tired. Mo went to sleep early. And we had a really good time. We had a really good time. So that was my Thanksgiving. I don't know if you guys seen, we didn't have a show last week because um, my daughter's boyfriend proposed to her and had the whole both families. He wanted to propose to both families. So his family and my family were at the event. He had a dinner for all of us, and he actually proposed to her on their anniversary, and he brought her into this hall which was limited because of COVID, and we all had our masks and blah 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 blah. Everything was sprayed down, and he proposed to her in front of both families. It was so sweet, so romantic. Everybody just was crying everywhere. I think I posted the video, and just people that couldn't be there. I posted the video so that people that weren't able to be there, it was a limited amount of guests that we could have or that he can have. And so everybody that watched the video was just like, oh my God, oh my God. So
I love the part of the video where the door opens and it doesn't look like she's ready to deal with
yeah,
all of the
all
noise, all the love that's going on in that room.
right.
The door opens and then it shuts again. You can see where Mena's like, no, 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 you need to come
You get back
inside.
in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a beautiful
Um,
moment.
yeah, the a few days later that we were watching the video that I posted, and Mena was like right there at the door with her. And it was like, we seen her reaction when she opened the door. And she was just totally surprised. And we were so happy for her. So Manumalo, Alay Lima is on. Good morning. My mama is on. Good morning, mama. And Tayal Manuia.
Auntie
Pastor
Evie.
Maverick is on. So good morning, Pastor.
Ooh, good morning,
I
Pastor.
still am hitting those 6 a.m. Prayer meetings in the morning. I think I try to hit all of them, and just for spiritual lifting in the morning. So I'm really enjoying those still. First Lady Audrey has the most amazing voice. And so I think a lot of that and the message, but her singing really lifts my spirit. So
So a lot of people may not know. Do you need to be a member of their
you
church?
you do not need to be a member to go to their 6 o'clock prayer group meeting, and it starts at 6 and it lasts sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes 20. It's just a really quick prayer to start your day and to bless your day and to lift your spirits. And so that's a big whole reason why I go in the morning. I set my alarm, or I just sometimes I'm just up. So I appreciate Pastor Maverick and First Lady Audrey who have this space, and they pray for everyone. They pray
Mhm.
for the doctors working on the patients with COVID. They pray for people in prison. They pray for the homeless. They pray for everyone. So if you are available and you would like the link, let me know. And, you can join the prayer group in the morning. So that's me 6 o'clock in the morning. So if you need to text me, feel free to text me because I'm up.
Yeah, that Fono Kakalo group
Yeah.
is there's people in Washington, there's people in Nevada, there's people from all over, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the blessing of the virtual setting, is that you don't need to be physically there. You can be there in heart, mind, and
And there's
soul.
no camera use. Like, you could be
Right.
laying in bed and they don't turn on the cameras. They just really, you're there to listen. So that's awesome actually, right? You don't want to see me in the morning. Like, you totally don't want to see me in the morning. So yes, so that's my spiritual lift every morning at 6 a.m. And so I really enjoy that. And then just Thanksgiving, it was a blessed week. My mama's birthday and my brother's birthday. So it was awesome to, I'm grateful that my mama's here for another year. One more day, right? We get to live one day at a time.
Yeah.
So, good morning, Rachel Jordan. My baby, Rachel Jordan, is on. And Eddie is saying, congratulations. These are people live on Facebook that are joining us, and we appreciate you. And how was your week? You were on
Um,
vacation, kind of,
what's
sort of.
that?
You were on vacation.
I was on vacation. I was kind of on vacation, but I'm, working from home. It's just a balance of make sure you get all the work done. So sometimes you're on vacation and you work a little bit. Other times, if you're on vacation, you get the whole day off. But good balance of that. I walked a lot this week.
You did.
I got a couple 20,000 step days. And what I've done is I put really things I love to do into my walk. So I will listen to just people speaking Samoan on YouTube, or
Mhm.
I will, like, I've downloaded audiobooks, podcasts. There's horses on my walk, so I'll pack apples. Literally, I buy apples now every week to feed the horses. So the walk isn't some kind of drudgery where I'm, dreading going on a walk. I'm looking forward to being
Yes.
on a walk. And I actually, um, it's kind of karma. When I was a kid, growing up in rural
Mhm.
Fort Bragg, Mendocino County, my friends and I went out one night and smashed a bunch of mailboxes. And I ended up telling my dad in the middle of the night because I got caught. And we went out and fixed all the mailboxes that night. So all night long, my dad and I fixed the mailboxes that me and my friends had torn out of the ground or smashed or whatever. I still had to go apologize to the neighbors, so I didn't get out of that part of it. But it was interesting. Yesterday, I was walking down the street where the horses are, and there was an old man. I mean, like old, like shuffle your feet kind of old. He's very old. Um, and somebody had knocked over his mailboxes, and he had a posthole digger out there and a shovel. And I just thought that's my karma right there. And I actually know the guy. His name's Dave. Um, he's one of the people that I talk to when I walk. It's one of the things that I look forward to in my walks. Hopefully Dave's out in his yard and I can talk to him. So I, walked up and said, "Hey, what's going on?" And he goes, the kids and knocked over my mailboxes, and it's probably time to replace the post anyway. So I spent a while on my walk with a post hole digger and a shovel, helping him put his mailbox back in the ground. And I just thought, like, this is karma from my 13-year-old self
Right.
that used to do stupid stuff when I was a kid. So that felt good. Helping people feels good.
That's awesome.
Um, Kind of got a chuckle about it because it's from a 2 lifetimes ago. Um, for those of you listening, you're listening to the FICA broadcast, by the way. I'm your host, Carl, and our lovely host, Nackie. Say good morning, Nackie.
Good morning. Thank you for
Um,
in.
so if you don't know my story of genetics, I was adopted when I was 6 months old by a Balangi family and raised in. That's what I was doing out in rural America growing up. I was raised by a white family, and um, in 2015, I took 23andMe, and through that, I ended up connecting with my first cousin Gina in Henderson, Nevada, and then I don't know, within a week of getting my 23andMe genetics profile back, I ended up having breakfast with Mo and Nackie, and that was my connection to my maternal family. So this week, I had done Ancestry.com a few weeks ago,
Mhm.
and the results came back, and we believe that we've determined who my biological father is, and that happened this week. So haven't made contact yet. um, the time will tell on how that all works out, and we'll keep everybody posted on how that works out. But getting news of those kind of things has been exciting. It helped. You got birthdays. I got aunts with birthdays. I got Thanksgiving. I got that thing going on. It was a really busy week. So I'm looking forward to weeks coming up
Mm,
and seeing how all this works out. But life's an adventure, and I'm living
yeah.
it.
And I'm telling, like, I've been saying this for a little bit that the last quarter of 2020 is going to be freaking amazing. It's just going to be really, really good. And so you getting that news, and I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome that you found, we believe to have found your biological father, which is like amazing that I believe soon you're going to get in contact with him. It was like crazy. I don't know, it's just you found your father because it's time, right?
Right.
It's time for you to meet your biological father. So I think that's awesome news. Um, yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
gonna.
it's something that I held off on doing Ancestry.com. I didn't know whether family members were going to come forward and tell me information they knew, which really I don't begrudge anybody for anything. Like that's relationships are what they are.
I'll
Um,
do that. I'll do that.
so in the end of it, things happen as they're supposed to.
Right.
Um, Back to the things that I have put in my life when I got my stage 4 cancer diagnosis.
Right.
I surrendered to a higher power. Things happen for me, not to me, and I don't fear the outcome.
Right.
So, however, whatever the outcome is with this situation, for example,
Yeah.
it's all somehow for me, not to me. God
Yeah.
has a plan,
Yeah.
and I don't fear the outcome of does he want to meet me? Does he not want to meet me? Does the family, all that kind of stuff? It is what it is, and my life's uh
Mm.
my life's been pretty crazy. I'm actually writing a book,
All right.
um, and this was funny because my wife and I are talking about the book. Um, she's going to write the medical chapter of my journey of getting the cancer diagnosis, and her doing her magic through the insurance and medical system to my cancer diagnosis. And then she was like, well, if you thought you were done writing the book, here comes a whole nother chapter. So
I know, an amazing chapter. And I really have a good feeling about this part of you finding your biological father, right?
right.
I totally get a different vibe from when you met all of us. I really believe in my gut feeling, you know what I mean? Like everything I do, I move on my gut. No matter what my heart says, I move on what my heart says and my gut. And so I really believe this is going to be a positive light that's coming in to your a positive light. That's what I say. It's going to be a positive light because when you met us, it was a little different.
I think that to me, it's like finding my maternal family was like winning a lottery. I mean, you and I end up working together. Poly by Design comes out, the FICA
All by
podcast.
design was created,
We're
right?
doing Poly by Design Health. We're in, stop smoking classes. We're in the COVID-19 task force. Um, we're doing things. So to me, that was like winning the lottery. And
Yeah,
this is like, do I get to win the lottery again? But
yeah,
even if I don't win the lottery again, I already won it
yeah.
once.
You already
So
won.
to me, it's going to be a blessing either way, and I believe that. So um, however it happens, like I said, I don't fear the outcome.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm just excited and I can't wait. And
It's going to be a good ride.
it's going to be a good ride. It's going to be a positive ride, no bad juju, so I'm excited for you and I'm happy for you. Eddie Umitoa is looking forward to reading your book. Eddie is watching us live on Facebook. Kayal Manuia to Patsy Tito.
Morning, Patsy. We got Patsy Tito on our show,
Yeah,
Nackie.
I know.
It's a good
Patsy,
day.
the queen of SCDC. Lily Afapoli, good morning. Georgia Rebecca Chica. Our Rachel Jeanette Neves is also following us. Natalie Asun. Good morning, Natalie.
Natalie and Patsy on our show.
Doris Tulifau,
And
Bravo
Doris.
Folk is on. Oh my God, like powerful, amazing women are on watching us. So thank you so much for
We got community activist royalty on our show right now.
royalty, like literally royalty. Patsy, Natalie, Doris, get the hell out of here, right? We had Doris on this past Tuesday on our midweek, not even midweek, but our FICA episode during the week. Doris came on and she's badass. That's it. Like drop the mic. She's badass. She's doing a lot of great work in Samoa. She's helping get toys for the kids there during the measles epidemic. She fucking kicked ass by getting clothes and food and essentials that families couldn't get. She helped them get. So it's an amazing women are on watching. So thank you so much for tuning in.
One of the things that I really liked in that interview with Doris earlier this week is when she talks about seeing community activism by Neo Ve'eve, by Patsy Tito.
Right.
You know what I mean? So she saw what, if you want to be a community activist, she saw what right looks like.
Yes.
She saw
Totally.
people in there swinging the bat, in the game, making a difference in people's lives. And she's really just, taken that same torch and moved on out into the Pacific, and doing her thing out there. But it touched my heart to hear her talk about seeing community activists, and that's right in our sweet spot, right? Role
Right.
models, like seeing people do things matters. Seeing people
And they
do
didn't even know, right? They
right,
didn't even know that people are watching. I'm gonna start crying. You don't know who's watching you. Like Patsy and Neil were just doing what they do in the community, and Doris watched them do their work and was inspired by them to do the work too. She found what she wanted to do through watching Neo and Patsy. So you never know who's watching you and who you inspire, which I love because we say that all the time to people. You never know who's watching you and how you move people's lives. And you don't realize it because sometimes they don't tell you. They
right.
don't tell you that you inspire them, but just, we always say, just know that you're inspiring people. So I love Doris's story because she says that all the time. And if you don't know, Patsy Tito is the executive director for Samoan Community Development Center, who helps the Samoan community in San Francisco and other Pacific Islanders. So it's not just for Samoans, it's for Pacific Islanders. And Neo Veve is one of the founders and creators for Utopia San Francisco, which is the first LGBTQ community for Pacific Islanders. So it's pretty badass. The examples that she had to grow up with. So
Yeah, and
yeah,
that's kind of that thing where we're like you're always on stage,
yeah,
whether in a good way or not. You may be on stage in a bad way. Like there may
mm,
be, youth and I think that role models really work generational, right? It doesn't just have to be elder to
No.
younger. A lot of times I'm inspired by young people that are doing things and thinking, wow, they're doing that at 20. That's
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I wasn't doing that at 20. I can probably do more right now. But I get inspired by young people. But that piece of always being on stage um, is something I think that we don't understand enough of. Some of us don't understand just how on stage we are,
Right.
especially with our kids. Like what we say, what we do, especially what you do, because it's easy to say what the right thing to do is. It might be more difficult to do the right thing. How you treat animals, your kids see. How you treat your spouse, kids see. How you treat strangers, do you help people, do you donate time, all those kind of things. Kids see the actions. So just realize you're always on stage. And on that note, we're on a different stage today. I'm in my home office and you're upstairs in your room. Why aren't we together today, Nackie?
We are not together today because I was exposed to COVID-19. And so I have to get tested. I didn't test. I was exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID-19. So we're going to quarantine. I'm going to quarantine for, I believe, 14 days. I'm going to get tested on Tuesday. And so we will go from there. I always say I had COVID. I said I had COVID before, so I'm not worried. I don't have any symptoms. Yesterday I wasn't feeling good, but I think it was the food that I ate. Had leftovers from Thanksgiving, and so I'm fine this morning. And I think it takes 7 to 9 days, 7 to 10 days before the symptom. You know what I mean? Like within the 7 to 10 days, if you don't get any symptoms, then I think you're okay. But I'm still getting tested just because I need um, something to tell me positive.
So a couple things to learn here.
Mm,
One, I'm not symptomatic. Naki's not symptomatic.
right.
Nobody we're not symptom. None of us are symptomatic,
Mm,
but we want to be safe. And I don't want to uh, go over there and maybe contract it and bring it home. I don't want to go over there if I'm positive and then maybe give it to people that don't have it. Plus, there's a testing period coming up, so being cautious before the testing period. You can test early enough where it might not show up. So these are all things where we're just trying to be as careful as possible at this
mm.
point. Do the safe thing. It's not our favorite thing to do a Sunday FICA show through Facebook Live.
Right.
In this, we do Facebook Live,
Right.
but we're in front of our Joe Rogan microphones and our Rode podcaster and our video switcher,
Mm,
and it's a different product that we put out. When we put out the product to Dash, like in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I want it to go through the mics. I want it to go through the mixer. I want it to be, this certain product, but it's just not worth it to have something technically better with the show or something and then risk things. So good for you for
yeah. So
self quarantining, getting
I'm
tested. Nobody wants crap shoved up their nose. I know you're dying to find out the antibodies test. You want to see if you've already had it, and I believe you had it in February too. You were on a inhaler. You were gurgling when you were breathing. It was either to me walking pneumonia or COVID. I mean, it was you were wiped out.
yeah. I was
So
out.
going back to being safe. That's why
Yeah.
we're
I'm
that's why we're in the format we're in today to be safe.
I'm locked up in my room. And my whole family is like, we're all in our own corners of the house, trying not to talk to each other because we don't know. And my immune system is compromised. So we're extra careful in the house. Like Mena, who's our producer, I was like, Mena, let's get the studio together. She's like, Mom. I was like, okay. All right, back to my room. She's like, Mom, get back in your room. I was like, okay. So
Good to
uh,
have those youthful monitors, youthful hall monitors.
so I'm here at home. I'll be here. I have to, get tested on Tuesday, and I've already diagnosed myself that I had COVID, but I'm not a doctor. I don't have a PhD. And if Dr. Samuel was watching, he would yell at me right now. So, yeah. So, just prayers and hearts, and we'll go from there. And we'll definitely let you know on when I get the results. I get tested on Tuesday. So, but we'll see.
There's probably a segue in there somewhere for our show on Monday. If only our show on Monday were about COVID.
Yeah. Monday, we're here for Koviki Talk, which is we talk about COVID, everything pertaining to Pacific Islanders and COVID-19. And, whether it's mental health or, testing or, I don't know, data. We will be talking about data. So tune in on Monday at 5 p.m. right here. And if you miss us, you can catch us. If you live down south, we're on 106.3 on your FM dial down south. Or you can go to YouTube. You can go to our Faika app. I mean, we're everywhere. I mean, oh my God.
The Dash app.
We're just irritating. On Tuesdays, we have our FICA. We have our FICA Tuesdays here, right here on Facebook. Same thing, YouTube and our FICA app. And then on Wednesday morning at 10 a.m., you'll find us on the Dash app, and you just search Island City Media Group, and it's a new group, new platform for Q and DJ Green, who started Island City Media Group. So, and there's a lot of Pacific Islanders on there with great shows. Coach V is on Monday nights. Big Usos from Seattle, Washington, or Washington. I mean, tons and tons of great Pacific Islanders have their shows on there. So it's awesome. It's amazing. And you have to go check it out.
It's a rebrand of the Island Block Radio
Right.
brand. And there's different types of digital content. So there are like us, like we weren't on Island Block Radio. But there's just different. And the same thing we talked about a lot of times on the show is the width or the bandwidth of Pacific Islander digital media is just exploding. There are podcasts out there. There are shows, radio shows. It's just a good example of how far PI Media has come. That now it's a whole channel.
Oh my God!
Dash
Right.
Radio app.
So
check us out on the Dash Radio app, all those different places. And hopefully, I really, we've talked about this several times in the past about partnering up with other groups. Like we want to promote, what I want to get, and we'll just throw this out there. I want to get, it's out of Utah. What in the heck is the name of that show?
Village Podcast.
The Village Podcast.
Right.
They are getting some amazing guests.
Mhm.
It's well run. It's a really, really finished product.
Right.
So if anybody has a connection to that podcast coming out of Utah, let us know. We'd love to promote that product because they're doing a great job.
We already do on Instagram. We share all their content on Instagram, and so
I'm talking on the show. I want to get them on the show.
On the show. Ooh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah. So if anybody's listening and has a connection to, is it Village Made Podcast or is it Village Podcast?
Village Podcast. Village.
Okay. The one out of Utah. If anybody's got a connection to that is something that needs to be promoted, and our people need to see. That needs to go as wide and as far as possible because they're doing good things. They
are. They have a great show. So go check them out on Instagram. If they have a Facebook page, I'm not sure, but I know that they're on Instagram. We have Hopi on. Hopi is on.
Good morning, Hopi.
Good morning, Hopi, who is watching us live on Facebook. She sent over gifts for everyone.
Amazing gifts and amazing shirts.
Amazing. Yes, she made shirts for us, which we wore. I wore one Sunday that said, Role models come in brown too, is what we always say. And Carl had his, was it the VP or CEO or something like that of Big Lots, repeat that?
Yeah, so they had asked us to send in like, what do you do for your community? What do you do for, outside of Big Lots? What do you do for the community? And I had sent in that, my cousin and I founded a nonprofit organization to push and promote positive Pacific Islander role models and show that role models come in brown too.
Yes.
And they actually put my quote up on the national meeting screen where, I don't know, there's 700-800 people at the meeting. They put that up on the screen, and it was the same day that our brand new CEO, new to the company, was going to speak to everybody later that morning. So it was like, you have the beginning of a meeting and they're just putting
Mhm.
pictures up on the screen.
Right.
That's where the piece with Poly by Design came out. And then when he came out, about halfway through his speech, he said, he was talking about diversity and he was talking about promoting people of color and promoting women and promoting, doing those kind of things and having developmental programs, leadership programs for them and led by them. And he goes, and I'm a firm believer of that. And he goes, role models come in brown. Who said that? I love that. And I was literally texting Nackie right then. I was like, the CEO just used your phrase.
That's awesome. I was like, oh my God. Good morning to Deanna Welch, who is on. Good
Fort
morning.
Bragg. Good morning,
Uh,
Deanna.
Monica Molio, Elena Malai, who's tuning in live on Facebook. I just wanted to show you the gift that Hopi sent over. Her daughter came over Wednesday night and dropped off gifts for me, Carl, my mama, Flo, and Mona. And, she dropped them off here because it was like, I don't know, everybody's going to pick them up here eventually. But I just wanted to show you.
Ooh,
This
that's
is,
so beautiful.
and wait, it lights up. Oh my gosh, I don't want to break it. It lights up. How beautiful is that?
That's awesome.
Hopi gifted us these faleos for to put in our house to decorate. There's 100% so beautiful. It's a little heavy. It's nice and firm. And of course, mine is pink. I think Flo got a burgundy one, and I just, I love it. I just want to show it one more time so you can
Hold
see
on, hold on.
how pretty it is.
Show the side. No, the other side, not the end, the side one. Ah, nice.
And it lights up. Let me show it to you one more time. I hope I don't drop this. It lights up. So how beautiful is that? And that's Hopi. So, ooh, did I? Okay, there you go. Hopi gifted a bunch. She gifted us this, and so thank you so much, Hopi.
Yeah, I asked you to hold that back up and count because in our Samoan language and culture class, uh,
You count for
Pastor
everybody.
Fa'aleava told us that there needs to be an odd number of polls
Did you
because it's
count?
Sa'o sits at the. I did count. I did
Oh,
count, and that is culturally correct.
awesome.
Good
Good job, Hopi. So Hopi gifted those to us. Lena Manulelewa, good morning.
morning, Lena.
Tuning in. So yeah, great job. I mean, I was blown away with her gift of love for everyone. And so thank you so, so much. So if you want one, go look for Hopi because it's not us, it's Hopi, Hopi, Hopi.
There's
Go
a
look,
good example of appreciating your minutes.
right.
I think of Hopi because we got to know her. I got to know her really. I got to know her through the Amatonga class where we were doing a Bible study with your mom to
Yeah.
learn how to speak. So we were reading from the Bible every morning,
Yeah.
and we take about an hour and a half to go through it. And Hopi was in our class, and there's a good example of that I would say of making your minutes count, wasting no minutes, and spending time that matters with people because you don't know when it's gone, and we don't do that anymore. We don't have that morning class anymore, and I don't know that even if we started up that it's necessarily the same group of people. So the group of people that we went for that period of time reading scripture in Samoan with your mom as the teacher and that group that we had,
Mhm.
we don't get to do that again, probably. You know what I mean? Not the same. It won't feel the same.
Yeah,
So as we were going through that, I was really just focused on like make it as much as you can,
right.
because there's going to be a point where we're not doing that anymore. And now we're not doing it anymore. I look back at that as a
Everybody.
great time in my life, and it was a good time to spend with the people that were in the class. So good time to say, Hopi, we love you. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, it was an amazing time. So thank you, Hopi, for your beautiful gifts. I mean, and she did an amazing job. So if you're looking for any kind of, I don't know, Christmas gift, reach out to Hopi. Don't come for us because those were gifts to us, but they're beautiful. There's a blue one, there's a burgundy one, there's hot pink, light pink, and different shades of blue. So Carl will get his as soon as I'm out of quarantine. And then also I was supposed to do snacky with Nackie yesterday, and we collected $680. So we're gonna have to wait until I'm better to do that. I apologize. I went on Friday and said that I was going to do it Saturday, and then I got the notification that I was exposed to COVID-19. And so I'm going to wait until I'm done with quarantine before we do snacky with Nackie. So we're just going to hold off a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
On Friday, I
Mhm.
rented a big U-Haul truck and cleaned out my garage. It's awesome having two 21-year-old Samoan boys as labor. Boy, things move a lot faster when it's not dad just moving all the stuff. But we got the truck for a limited amount of time. Like we got it, I think we had 4 hours. And it was really good that we did that because it forced us to make decisions on stuff in the garage and in the backyard
Mhm.
and in the house that, man, I haven't touched that thing for like 5 years. Do I need that? And we got rid of a bunch of stuff that we just didn't need. We didn't. It was taking up space, and so it was hectic because we were running around. I literally was pulling out pieces of this. We got our pool pump in the backyard, and there's like this, I don't know, ivy kind of thing growing around it on lattice tied to a fence. It's all falling down, and it just needs to go. And it's been here since we moved in like 15 years ago. Yesterday, in that 4 hour window, I cut the whole thing down, took it all out, threw it in the truck, um, and it feels good. It feels good to like go out in the garage and look, and I can see the floor, I can see the walls.
Oh my God.
Um, yeah, so
If you could talk to Mo
hard.
about that.
Oh well,
Mo
I
don't
think
throw nothing away. Like I have a pool table in my garage that we've been lugging around for years that we haven't used, and I'm dying to throw it away, but he's like a hoarder. He holds on to everything.
I
Every
think we're all hoarders to a certain degree. Some
Mm,
people are different. You know what I mean? Like some people hold on to other stuff. I think we all hold on to stuff we probably don't need. It's just a matter of how much. Like
right.
there's a certain point that's normal, and then there's a certain point that's beyond normal. I would say, because I love my brother Mose, just get it fixed so that it works.
Well, I've been saying, you have this amount of time to get it up and running or just toss it. And so we're
The
getting
good thing is
we're
the
getting
only one that's going to move a pool table is Mo, because he's
oh.
the only one strong enough to move it so it stays as long as he wants
So
it to stay.
it stays unless I pay somebody to come tear it apart and haul it away. So yeah, he's the only one that can move it. So I guess it's going to be there for a minute. But yeah, he keeps a lot of stuff. So I want to say hi to Leata, who's Ata. Good morning.
Good
Thank you for
morning,
tuning
Ata.
in. People that are watching us live on Facebook, Roland Evans, good morning. Liza Emma Langwana Merrill. Oh, that's a long name. Good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Sitonga Devo, who is checking in from down South California. Thank
The
you for
Bo
tuning
family.
in. Yes, yes. So Moses is saying, wow.
Hey
Wow,
Mo,
get
I
rid of that
said just
stuff
get
in
it
the
fixed. I
garage.
didn't say get rid of it. I said just get it fixed.
Yeah, I'm trying to get rid of stuff in the garage because Mo will not throw anything away. But me, I'm just toss it, toss it, toss it. So
I think it's different for like I'll throw stuff away. My dad wouldn't because my dad can fix anything. So any
yeah,
little thing he could make into a
yeah,
something.
that's true.
Mo's got the same talent. So I'm sure he looks at things where he's like, I could do something with that. Me, I can't fix a thing. So everything can get thrown away with me. Mo's got talent. So I can see
Mo,
where he's probably like, I could maybe use this at some point. But my dad was like that. He was
no,
like,
yeah.
don't throw anything away.
Well, and he's cheap, which I totally appreciate because it cuts, we save a lot of money because he's cheap. But it gets to a point where you keep fixing things over where it's just time to throw it away. Like we had this toaster, and I tell this story all the time. We had this toaster that was $11 and it broke down, and I was ready to throw it away. Like the handle or something was broke. Mo kept putting that thing together, getting sticks and stuff so that it'll stick down. And it was like the labor that he put into it would cost way more than $11. And then finally, like, I don't know, I finally got sick of seeing it. And 2, 3 years later, that's how long it took me to throw it. I just threw it away and brought home a new toaster. And he was like, "What happened to my toaster?" I was like, "Dude."
Rest in peace, that
Dude,
toaster.
rest in peace, $11 toaster. So we
Well,
got our money's worth. Trust
I'll,
me, we got our
I'll,
money's worth.
I'll tell you this. I used to own a trauma scene cleanup company,
Mhm.
and we did hoarding jobs. And Mo is nothing like what I saw doing cleanup jobs.
Yeah.
It's just like the show Hoarders on the Discovery Network or whatever it
Right,
is. Like I've gone into houses where I could walk through the entire house and never put my foot on the floor. Like I was walking on clothes or garbage or
yeah. That's
equipment or something. Like literally, and one of them was in Fairfield. Um, there was, and I have pictures at some point. They may be in my book. At some point, I need to put the pictures out there. Like the hoarding was horrible, and
oof,
it was like a mental disorder. That we were doing a job in
sure.
Hesperia one time, and it was a 3 day job, so I was there 2 nights, and one of the I can't remember, I forgot, it might even been my cell phone, but I forgot something at the job site, and we had bought one of those big 40-foot rollaways where you just throw garbage in and then the truck comes
Mhm.
in and picks it up. And we had spent the whole day throwing stuff in the garbage, and I went out there at night and I had a flashlight and I was walking around. I parked the truck by the in the driveway, and I was walking around the yard with a flashlight looking for my phone or whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. And then I heard some clanging around in the bin in the rollaway. It was the owner that had hired us to come in and clean the house was
Mhm.
going into the 40-foot dumpster and throwing
Getting
stuff
stuff
out,
out.
getting stuff out because they didn't want to throw it away.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
those, it's just there's a some kind of psychosis or some kind of mental
right.
disorder with the extreme cases. There was we cleaned a house in Van Nuys, California, that had been cleaned before. So when you clean a house, there are certain things that you can tell that a cleaning company did. So a few years before we were in there cleaning it, some other company had come in and clean it, and then they wrecked it again. They hoarded all the kinds of crap and put it on top of it. But it's really, I mean, there's things that are like, you know, 200 cats in
Yeah,
a
that's too much.
trailer, like a trailer park. 200
Mhm.
cats in a trailer, in a
Yeah.
double wide trailer. Cats everywhere, dead cats, live cats, cat crap everywhere. So Mo's not bad. I just put it that
Yeah,
way.
Mo's not bad at all. He really is not that bad, but I like to throw some stuff away. Like he holds on to clothes forever. So that's I gotta break him of that. Been slowly throwing his old clothes away. So if he's watching, he just now knows that stuff that is missing is because I threw it away.
I think you and Nicole went to the same school because my old clothes just seem to, after like a year, I'll be like, whatever happened to that sweatshirt? And she's
I
like,
don't know.
hmm.
Same answer. I don't know. I have no idea.
That left the house under cover of darkness one night.
Yeah, so there you go. I'm just trying to clean my house, and I hate clutter, which is kind of funny because when me and Mo first met, I was a mess. Like my room was a mess and I just threw clothes everywhere, and now I don't like clutter. I'm like forever screaming at my girls and they can't stand it. So there you go.
We're all hoarders to some
We're
degree.
all hoarders, right, right, right. I have my SEDC sweatshirt on today, so I got this from Lynn. Both of us got our
Mhm.
sweatshirt from SEDC. Lynn Belisama is where we got our sweatshirts, and so there you go. I know people have been, hey, where'd you get your sweatshirt? I got it from SCDC. So tons of people are on. Let me put my glasses on. Milton Suka, good morning.
Morning,
Mary
Milton.
B. Osia. My niece Lisa Reti is on. Manu Lutu, good morning. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Elena just sent us money for Snacky with Nackie. Becca Besalelli, Gail for my good morning. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Leeds Rowena, good morning. Michael Lewy Jr., I know his dad. Pacific Vibes, Pacific,
Oh,
we
George
love
the plumber.
George the Plumber. He has a show every Tuesday and Friday.
What a
Pacific,
cool studio they have. A couple of
they,
years ago, we got a chance to be on Pacific Vibes on the show,
mm,
and the house is like an old Victorian house in Vallejo. It's amazing. You wouldn't know that there's a radio station, a full blown radio station broadcasting out of there. They have an outside studio.
oh my God,
It's a really cool
it's
setup.
beautiful. It's beautiful. So yeah, Funga is saying donate them extra clothes. I will, Funga, I will. I'll be like sneaking out with a bag of clothes. Funga told me to. Samoan Solutions told me to donate these clothes. There you go. I'm gonna blame Funga. Samoan Solutions has been doing a great job on social media. They had their turkey trot last week. You drove by to pick up your medals. They had a virtual 5K turkey trot, and you got to drive by Brisbane waterfront, and they had Pacific Islander entrepreneurs. So if you wanted to, you can go and shop. So hopefully they're doing a great job virtually on everything. So I can't wait to see what they have coming up. You can also they have on their highlights and Instagram, Pasifika entrepreneurs. We always encourage you, since Christmas season is upon us, we always encourage you to shop Pasifika. Tons and tons of Tasha Love, who I got my calendar from, which I have it here. Do you have your calendar? I gave it to you. I got Carl a calendar, my mom a calendar, and you go follow Tasha Love on Instagram, and she has the 2021 calendar. There it goes. Amazing, amazing art. Just we had her on Faika one time. Her calendars are amazing. She does all the artwork. It's beautifully done. Please support your Pasifika entrepreneurs. We love, love, love her work. And we encourage you to go to Samoan Solutions Instagram page. They have a highlight that says Shop Pasifika. Click that, and they have a list of Pacific Islander entrepreneurs where you can shop and buy. And they also have a Listen Pasifika where you can listen to all kinds of Pacific Islander podcasts. So I love, love, love that. We have PJ on. PJ this
Morning,
past
PJ.
PJ did an amazing job. I think this week was his 6th annual giveaway. He and his family gave away clothes and I think meals. And so he does that every year. PJ, go follow him on Facebook. He does a really great job. Angelina Hernandez Jones, thank you for tuning in this morning. So that was our week. If you see that we are separated and we're not in the same room, see, I can't smack him.
Whoa, whoa,
I,
whoa, whoa.
yes, I was exposed. I was exposed to COVID-19, and so I'll be quarantined in my room. I'm going to get tested on Tuesday. So, your girl is locked up. And so I'm getting tested on Tuesday to find out what is going on. And so I have to stay quarantined, and I have no symptoms. I don't feel ill. And I think you have to, if you're exposed, you start feeling symptoms if you're going to, right? 7 to 10 days. The 7 to 10th day is when you will usually, not always, you usually get it right away. You will usually get symptoms of flu-like symptoms, flu-like
That's
symptoms
usually when they're the worst.
when they're the worst, right? So
Um,
cross your fingers, pray for
I'm
me.
I'm gonna throw this out there, so maybe we end up doing it. So
Right.
what Nackie and I are thinking of doing is doing a Shop Pasifika show where our entire show
Yes.
is like 10-minute segments of different Pacific Islander
Mm,
vendors. So
mm,
we would have Fatma Malo Designs, we would have 200, we would have
mm.
Fearless Wayfinders. We would have
Right.
different vendors
Top of line.
present their product for a set amount of time and get through as many vendors as we can in an hour and a half period.
Right.
So we're going to do that, Naki.
Yes, we
Okay, because
with
this is how things happen. We commit to it on air, and then we have to do it because we said
him.
it on air. So after the first of the year, we are going to do this in the month of January. If you would like to participate, or if you know a PI vendor that should participate, so maybe not you, but Gabe B. Burnin or something. If
Yeah,
you know somebody that should be a part of this,
yeah,
have them reach out to us at the FICA podcast at polybydesign.com, or reach out to us yourself.
right, right,
Because that, I think, rather than having that be a hey shop Pacifica thing, we should have an entire show
right.
that shows the really creative and innovative and amazing art and clothing and designs that our Pacific Islanders put together every
Oh
day.
man,
So
so many talented Pacific
reach
Islanders.
out to us at the FICA podcast at polybydesign.com. We are going to do that. Now we said it, it's going to happen.
Yeah,
We're going to do that in January.
I'm thinking like, I don't know, it's the Christmas season, it's the Christmas holiday. Now is the time, and a lot of them have sales going on right now.
Well, maybe we're going to do it before January.
Right.
Now Naki wants
Cobbleware,
to do it next week.
we do it next week. So stay tuned. But Cobbleware, I know I bought a pair of shoes from them, and they're usually just a little pricey for me. but I waited till Christmas and I got 60% off of the tennis shoes that I wanted. So if right now, a lot of Pacific Islander entrepreneurs have a Christmas sales going on. So this is the time to go shop Pasifika, right? Like before you go to the Nike outlet, before you go to NFL, website, before you go to Old Navy, go check out your Pasifika entrepreneurs. Let's support one another,
Well, there you
right?
have it. We're doing it next week,
Oh,
right?
okay. I'll
Did you
try.
say next week?
No promises. I'll
Oh,
try
okay. Actually, we have Dr. Patia Young
next week.
next week. So maybe the Tuesday,
Mhm.
we'll figure it out. But Naki's right. Now's the time to do it because it could be for gifts for Christmas this year. But the thought is to use this platform to promote
Right,
PI
right.
products.
Yes, yes. Natalie is saying do it soon. So I don't know if I can move stuff around, maybe Tuesday, Tuesday or next Tuesday. We really need to jump on this because it's the holiday season. And so we really want to promote our Pacifica entrepreneurs, and they've got great product. So, you can check out all of them on Someone Solutions Instagram page. They have them all listed. And I try to buy Pacifica, right? And so let's do that. So anyway, that is my spiel for Shop Pacifica. We really want you to shop Pacifica, and
We're going to help you do that. We're
and
going to
we're
put
going
them
to
all
help
in
you
one
do
place.
that. We also need you to download the Dash app and listen to us on Island City Media every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And Koviki Talk, we're on Monday at 5 p.m. and Tuesday right here, we're right here at 5 p.m. So anything else? Did we miss anything else? Go follow Someone Solutions page. They have tons and tons of virtual programs that will help you. Essence of Mana page. Just go, go, go. There you go. And so I think we're done. We are
We're good.
totally done. We're good. We will catch you next week. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to ask you to share. Everyone have a good week. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Stop dying.
Take that advice.
Come
Love you,
back and fight
everybody.
with us.